Yo, what's up everybody? OJ over here from PlayerEssence and welcome to another video. Today, we've got some amazing information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we are starting off with the PlayStation Classic. We've got all of the details, the release date, we've got the price, and all 20 games for North America and Europe. Japan's list is a little bit different. We're going to be going over the Western release for the PlayStation Classic. Sony's detailed everything. So the system is launching on December 3rd, 2018. It's going to cost $99.99 for the MSRP. So here are the 20 games you can expect. The PlayStation blog outlined this. So you have Battle Arena Toshiden, Cool Borders 2, Destruction Derby, Final Fantasy VII, Grand Theft Auto, Intelligent Cube, Jumping Flash, Metal Gear Solid, Mr. Driller, Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, Rayman, Resident Evil Director's Cut, Revelations, Persona, Ridge Racer Type 4, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Siphon Filter, Tekken 3, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, Twisted Metal, and Metal Arms. And it seems like a lot of people are upset with this lineup. I've actually been on Twitter kind of gathering reactions to people who are PS1 fans, because while I did like the PS1, I never had one as a kid. I should have had one, and I wish I did, because there was some amazing games that were cheaper than the N64, and there was just like a ton of stuff, a lot of great RPGs. Although this list is omitting quite a number of RPGs that should be on here, but at least it does have Final Fantasy VII and Wild Arms. So let's talk about this just a bit with this list here. So these seem to be some few odd choices. I don't know why they would have like Twisted Metal on there and not Twisted Metal 2. Twisted Metal 2 is significantly better than Twisted Metal 1. So why have Twisted Metal 1 on there instead of 2? Why not have Siphon Filter 2? These are things that I heard Jonathan Spawnwave saying over there. These are just like, I would say for me too, because I played Twisted Metal at my friend's house, and Twisted Metal 2 was so much better. I remember playing Twisted Metal 1 and being like, okay, this is okay, you know, whatever. But then when Twisted Metal 2 came out, I was like, yo, this is actually really good. And Siphon Filter I've never been a big fan of, but Siphon Filter even being on there in the first place, I don't know. I would have picked a number of other games on here. There's some good stuff like Intelligent Cube. I know people really like that game, and it's a unique game that really hasn't been emulated, so I think it will translate well to today's day. But I mean, a lot of these games just seem like they're not really going to be very playable in today's terms for a lot of gamers. I know this is going to be more of nostalgia, but I'm not sure how well a lot of these games have aged. Now, Revelations, Persona, that is a little bit of a surprise. I didn't expect that type of game to be on there. So they do have 3 solid RPGs. Having Wild Arms on there was actually really good as well. But here's the biggest problem, guys. Like, no Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. That's one of the greatest games ever made. It's probably because of licensing, but still, the fact that they couldn't get Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 is definitely a tough pill to swallow. And then another really tough pill to swallow is no Xenogears and Parasite's Eve in Japan only. So why not Parasite's Eve over here? And then you have the original Resident Evil, but not Resident Evil 2. I mean, it's just really unfortunate they weren't able to get some of these great games. Now, some other people have put out there, shout out to my boy Blandrew, he put together a nice list. He's saying that he would have had Ape Escape, Mega Man Legends, Mega Man X4, Twisted Metal's on there, Crash Bandicoots, that's something that's not on there. Crash Team Racing, I've played that game before, it's very good. Why not Crash Team Racing? Spyro the Dragon, that's not on there, but obviously they have the remakes of those games, so maybe those weren't on there for that reason. But no Parappa the Rapper? I mean, come on, like, that's a first party Sony franchise. They don't have Parappa on there? That's unfortunate on that one. Rayman, Metal Gear Solid is on there. Chrono Cross, no Chrono Cross on here as well. Tomb Raider 2 and Gran Turismo 2. So no Gran Turismo, no Tomb Raider, no Chrono Cross, no Parappa, no Legend of Dragoon. That is very tough. Now, Jason over there from Kotaku, just to get some more thoughts out on there, he would have included Xenogears, Final Fantasy Tactics, Brave Fencer Musashi, Breath of Fire 3, Chrono Cross. So it's missing some pivotal and great RPGs that really could have boosted the value of this, because PS1 was known for its RPGs and not having a Breath of Fire, not having a Chrono Cross, not having a Legend of Dragoon, not having a lot of these iconic games is tough. It's very tough. And it's going to be interesting to see how this does. I'm not thrilled with this list either. It's missing way too many RPGs. For me, it needed Chrono Cross, and it needed Legend of Dragoon, and it needed Xenogears. It really needed those 3 games, and it doesn't have any of them. So for me, I don't think I'm going to be purchasing this, at least I don't think originally. Now, if I can get a good deal on it, or if something happens to where I come across one, maybe I'll pick it up, but there's just not enough games on here that I'm going to be excited to play, because to be honest, I've actually played a lot of these games because these came on the demo disc. You guys remember those old school demo discs that you get with PlayStation, like the magazine and all that, and certain magazines, they'd have those demo discs, or they just mail them to your house? A lot of these games were on here, like a lot of them with cool borders and Battle Arena and just all this stuff. So I've played a lot of them, and I've never been a big fan. And not only that, but my friend Turtle had all of these PS1 games, so I would play when I got the chance. I'm just not a huge fan of all of them. Wild Arms is great. Revelations, Persona, that's really cool. Final Fantasy 7, that's just a given that's going to be on there. But man, no Final Fantasy 9 either. I mean, it's just, I don't know, guys. I'm not sure about this list. We'll see how it does. I think it's still going to do well. There's still, I think, enough good for just the general audience, right? You have Metal Gear Solid on there. You have Grand Theft Auto, so there is that, but I don't know. Are you guys excited for the PlayStation Classic? Let me know what games you would have had in there in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. All right, and moving on to the next topic here. Bethesda says that the Nintendo Switch is always being considered for its games, and the next Wolfenstein game will be on the system. So here's what Pete Hines had to say in a recent interview. Quote, "The Nintendo Switch is something I can say with certainty that it's a part of every conversation with every dev we have now about what we're doing going forward, because we consider it to be a viable platform. If the game will work on it, we want it to be on every platform possible. Fallout 76 is not because it just wasn't doable. But honestly, there is no game in development that we haven't had a conversation about bringing it to the Nintendo Switch. Does it work on the Switch? Do you have a plan for the Switch? It's not a mandate. Everything we do has to be developer-led, but it's something that we want to make sure is on folks' radar." So he talked about being the third-party leader, or being one of the third-party leaders, and knowing that they're going to take some risks and all of that. And there's some more if you guys want to check that out, link in the description below. But yeah, this is not surprising that Bethesda is going to continue its partnership with Nintendo. They can sell extra copies of the game, and if it makes sense business-wise, they're going to do it. If their engines make sense, if the developer can do it, which would usually be Panic Button, it's developer-led, which is funny because that means Panic Button, not their own internal developers. It's always Panic Button doing all of their games. So if it makes sense, they're going to do it. If it doesn't make sense, then they're not going to do it. Fallout 76 probably couldn't be done in a good fashion by somebody who had the time. I bet Panic Button could do it if they really had the time and really the resources to get that done. I just don't think there was enough time, and by the time that they would get that done with that infrastructure and internet and all of that, it would just be too late in the game. But maybe it comes in the future, maybe it doesn't, maybe we get a different Fallout game. I'm not really sure. Either way, it's good to see that Bethesda is supporting the Nintendo Switch, and it's good to see that the next Wolfenstein, which I guess that'd be Wolfenstein Youngblood or Wolfenstein 3 or Wolfenstein The New Order 3, but Youngblood is next, and apparently there's been some back and forth whether that's coming or not, so I'm guessing it's going to be Wolfenstein Youngblood. Who knows about this, guys? But either way, good to see that Bethesda is continuing to support the Nintendo Switch, and if something interests me that they have, I'll definitely pick it up. So what do you guys think about what Pete Hines had to say here with the Nintendo Switch? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, and moving on to the final topic here, first-person stealth survival horror game Maid of Sker has been announced for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and the Nintendo Switch. So this is from Wales Interactive, and they have a very interesting new game that's coming to the Switch along with other platforms. So let's go ahead and get into an overview of the title. So when they arrive, do not panic, don't even breathe. Based on the haunting true story of Elizabeth Williams, you play as Thomas Evans, a musician who is thrust into a terrifying battle to save the woman he loves. Set in 1898 in and around Sker House, a real dwelling which still stands to this day and is said to be one of the most haunted in Britain. Expect a story of forbidden love within a family empire driven by torture, slavery, piracy, and supernatural mystery that suffocates the grounds of Sker House. Featuring realistic 4K visuals with gameplay focused on stealth, exploration, and no weapon survival tactics, experience a multiple thread narrative where your decisions matter, unlocking different story paths and multiple endings. A 3D sound-based AI system is the core survival gameplay mechanic. Hide, run, creep, trap, and distract are just some of the basic techniques you need to master to survive enemies with super hearing. Objects can be picked up and used as traps with various levels of sound. As you progress, enemies become more difficult to avoid, to the point to where standing still and holding your breath is the only option. Time it correctly and you're safe. For now, run out of breath and suffer. So Maid of Sker is slated for a Q3 2019 release. Perp Games will be publishing a box copy in retail at the same time. But this is definitely not my style of game. No weapon combat at all, running away, setting traps, holding your breath, and hiding. I'm good on this one, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of people who do like doing stuff like that, like running away in games and hiding and all this stuff, and I need to have some weapon combat in my game. So it's not for me, but I'm pretty sure some of you guys might be interested in this type of title. So what do you guys think about everything that we discussed here, from the PlayStation Classic to what Bethesda had to say, and of course this new game as well? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet, in addition to YouTube. Also make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace.